Welcome to our very first episode.
Boy. We're back.
We're back, surprise! My name is Jeremy Jordan.
I'm Robert Preble.
And we still need a name. You could have the best attitude possible and you could still be in hell. Giving the any bit of like, oh yeah, then people are gonna think you're crazy too.
Yeah, because I'm just worried about what other people think, and I'm holding it back as much as I can.
I could have just shoved her head inside the paint mixer and watched it spin. It's been really, we've been on the cusp of a great name, but we don't want to just throw it out there without,
Yeah.
we want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't want just a bunch of slop.
So email us your
By the time
suggestions.
Yeah. And then we'll definitely look at it. We'll figure out what we want to do. But right now we're just unnamed. We're just an unnamed podcast on the Media Pod Smash channel, and we're going to talk a lot about just the world. Before we used to talk about film, which we'll still do a lot of, but not so much our films. More of like the people that actually can make them. So there's a lot of that, but mostly we're going to just talk about different stories and life. So let's just get right into it.
What do you got planned today?
I've got a couple things. First of all, how's the college life been going?
Oh boy, college sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you learning a lot?
No. Nope.
What classes are you taking?
I'm taking art history.
Oh, nice.
And media ethics.
Now, does taking an art history class help you appreciate?
Yeah,
art?
like all of college,
Yeah.
they'll help me in the real world, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's directly benefiting me, you know.
Those are valuable life skills.
Yeah, I mean, just yesterday I had this guy come up to me and just ask, what's the difference between a Picasso and a Matisse? and he actually offered me $5,000 if I could get it right.
Oh.
And I was like, you're in luck.
Nice.
So I just happen to know the answer.
Schooled him.
Yep. So yeah, you can really apply all this stuff you learn in college to your real life, math equations and all that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, I really like it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to probably have to just go back.
Yeah.
Because, I'm getting a weird a buzz.
I'm hearing a little high-pitched something over there.
It's really probably the reason why I'm getting, these brain aneurysms here.
Okay. Oh, you just fixed it.
All right. That's good.
There we
It's
go.
driving me nuts. I think I would go back, but I don't know. I don't want it to just... I don't want to go without knowing what major I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because that could be a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just been working still, and
How's that going?
well, let's just get right into it. I know, how they say, be careful what you wish for?
Yeah.
Well, I should have been careful. It just might come true. It came true. For a long time now, I thought that I wanted to become a department manager in Retail Giant.
Wow.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we had a very long show about when we talked about working at Retail Giant, which was the unnamed, the big box store that we work at.
Yeah.
That people probably figured out in the first 2 seconds of us talking about what it was.
Yeah.
But we both worked there. I decided it'd be a good idea to move up, which, well, I'm immediately regretting.
Ooh.
I became a hardware supervisor, which
Wow.
sounds cool in any other job you're at, because hardware supervisor sounds like if you're like working in a factory, you're like, oh, I'm the hardware supervisor. Like, I'm the guy that makes sure all the machinery is working.
Yeah.
I supervise all the hardware and I test it out and I run the diagnostics. But for me,
You don't run any diagnostics over there?
no, I literally I'm the hardware manager. We have a department with hardware in it, tools, which I know nothing about. And it's just getting worse with, the people are getting worse and
Do you have any problems with customers?
Oh, I've got a lot of problems with customers. I was trying to figure out how to transition into it, but someone scammed me the other day.
Oh no!
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm pretty sure that this was a scam artist.
Wow,
a well-known one too. This must have been the daughter of Harry Houdini, because the way she took me for a chump was astounding. So I'm sitting. I have a desk, which people think they can buy stuff from all the time. They have to someone the other day put down a bucket of paint and a bunch of their groceries and stuff on top of the desk, and they stared at me, and I stared at them back, and I was like, yeah, hello? And they seemed puzzled that I wasn't checking them out. And I was like, is there something I can do here? Or something I can help you with? And they go, oh, we thought you were going to just check us out. And I'm like, no, I definitely don't have a register over here.
Yep.
Just so, that's why we had this awkward,
Then we're always at the front of every store. So.
Never have those in the side of the store. It's not like a checkpoint or anything where they have a register. But yeah, so I have a desk, and it's mostly just for mixing paint, and a lot of other people's crap ends up on it. And this lady comes up to my desk. Actually, no, that's not true. Well, she did come up to it, but I wasn't there. I was in the back coming back from a break, and one of my managers above me was already at the desk helping her. And she's looking like this could be, I don't know, the way she had this look in her eye was I don't, you're getting into something big. This is not just any ordinary customer.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, I got this pink can. You want to do this gallon? She needs 2 gallons of this. So we start mixing. After she's done with the first can, I'm in the middle of mixing the second can for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, oh, no, this is not right. And my manager's like, what are you talking about? She's like, this color is not right, do it again. But the thing is, she wanted us to match, we had to match the color that she wanted, because it was a formula that was only available for the select brands.
Okay.
And she was she was using the cheap brand, the big box brand.
Yeah.
It was called a brand called Color Place.
Yeah.
Which is generic shit. I don't know if does Color Place have a lot of ground covered.
They're figuring us out, man.
So she wanted it in that, and that formula wasn't in the library for that brand, so we had to literally match it with the gun. And you can't. It's not going to be perfect. You get what you get. So she goes, oh, no, that's not right. Do it again. Just do it again. And we're like, if we do it again, it's going to be the same color, the same thing. And she's like, well, I was here last time, and they did it perfect, and it was just the way, it was exact color. And then I'm like, okay, well, so, and then my manager's like, all right, do it again. I was like, Mary, come on.
What?
We can't... I mean, we can't, Nazis followed orders, and look what happened. So I'm doing the second one, and I'm like, all right, well maybe this one will be different. This, it's gonna be different. So I hand it to her, and she goes, "Do it again." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" And this is after so now the second color that she wanted was done being mixed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm sure this one's fine. So I take it out. I show it to her, and she goes, too dark. Do it again.
What?
And at this point, I'm like, I'm not going to play runaround games with you, lady. Like, I got to just give you the real deal of what you have to do, or else you got to go. Like, so I'm like, listen, this brand is available, does not have this color for the library. You have to match it, and it's not going to be perfect. So, do you want to upgrade? So we upgrade her to the higher brand for the first color. The second color, she goes, well, I know that this color is supposed to be this for this brand. So she calls her house, hands the phone to my manager, and the person on the other line gives her the exact formula, like that's because there's like a mix of like all the different tints. Gives her the exact formula, and she's like, all right, you mix this now. Like, she's like, so she's ready to like keep this going for the whole day if she has to. And Mary gives me the formula, and at this point she gets a call on her walkie, and she's like, oh, I gotta go. See ya.
Oh no.
So she leaves me alone with this lady, this woman who wants all these different perfect color formulas. And I'm going, oh, God. All right. So I start mixing this formula together, put it in the machine. I give her the other one that's done mixing, which is the new brand, and she seems okay with that. For some reason, it's okay. This is kind of what hinted me off that she was a scam artist, but I'll get to, like, that'll make sense later. So she's okay with this other brand that's mixed now, but now she still wants the color place for the other one. And I pull the other one out after I do all the formula that she gave me, that she called her house to give me. I do the whole formula, take it out of the machine, over the top of the lid, put it down, and I give it to her, and I go, all right, here it is. And she goes, too dark. And now I'm like, no, there's no way, because you gave me this formula. Like, what am I supposed to do now? And then she goes, well, I guess the person that mixed it last time must have not done it right. She still blames it on us somehow.
Oh my God.
I'm like, are you... How?
So what do you do with the paint that she doesn't want? She doesn't get it, does she?
Well... So usually when we have mist-tinted paint, it goes onto the floor, and we get it... Like, people will be able to buy it for 50% off.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking, all right, I've seen the last of her. Like, she decides to take the paint. She did take the one that I gave her.
Okay.
But now I'm like, all right, glad that's over. And she says to me, before she leaves, she goes, so, what do you do with the mist tinted ones? And I'm like, we usually offer her a discount. And she's like, okay, well, what can you do for me for these other ones down here that, since I waited here this long? I could have just shoved her head inside the paint mixer and watched it spin. I was seriously like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The same paint that she told us was like mixed wrong. Now she's going, I want to get this at a discount because you made me wait.
She was so adamant that it was too dark.
Yeah.
She couldn't have that. But now that it's cheaper.
Now that's 50% off. Oh, I guess it sounds alright now. I guess that room can be a little darker.
Wow.
So, she took us for 50% off of this paint. Now I'm thinking she definitely didn't care that it wasn't too dark. She knew about our system, and she just took advantage of the system.
Yeah.
And I had to just swallow everything and be like, oh yeah, here you go.
There you go.
I can give this.
Let me mark that down for you.
Yeah, no problem, ma'am. Have a great day.
Can I have another? Jeez.
So that was the woman that scammed me, and it was seriously like I couldn't it was a new level of of hatred for people.
Hatred. Just generalize everybody because of her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the right thing to do. It seems like the right thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was bad.
Wow.
But what can you do?
Yeah.
Besides just take it every single day of your life.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those things where like it's if it's good material to talk about, maybe it's not so bad that it happens.
Yeah.
But whatever, So that's the job basically. That's how it's been. I mean, it's a lot of like trying to deal with people and at the same time like keep your sanity.
Yeah.
Like my job, I feel like a robot. I have to I take a computer and I go. For the first 2 hours of I'll give you a rundown of the day.
All right.
For the first 2 hours of my job, I take a computer and I go bloop 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 bloop. I scan all these lows and outs on the shelf. I make sure we have the orders correct, and then I get a shopping cart of returns. I usually make my rounds up to the service desk, but before that, actually, I come in. I'd say 5-10 minutes after I'm supposed to be there.
Okay.
Go to the back, get on the computer, and I go, this is another day from hell. I sit on the computer for a little bit, and I go, I should probably get over there. They'll probably be looking for me.
Yeah.
And before that, I go on the computer, I check, see who's going to be in today, and I go, is it going to be a tolerable day, or is it going to be a completely terrible day? If no one's in, it's a terrible day. If people are in, then it's like, it's all right, because I get to talk to people. And
maybe I won't kill myself.
Yeah. Maybe I won't have to schedule the suicide attempt. They won't have to tape that one off today. So then I go, I check see what's coming in the truck tonight, even though I know I'm never gonna I always check this list on what's coming in, but I know that I'm never gonna do anything with it. Like I'm supposed to print it out and like tell them like, oh, keep this aside, pull this aside, so that I can put it on a feature next week or something.
Yeah.
And I never do anything with it. Like I don't print it. I always look at that list though every morning. I guess I just like to feel like I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So then I finish up on the computer. I walk out. It's probably now it's about 20 minutes into the shift already. And I go into the back and I grab a walkie-talkie. There, by this time, it's all the shitty ones that are left. So I grab one that just is like probably like an old 2000s model. That like if we had to like compare it to cars, it's the walkie-talkie that I'm grabbing. Like they've got a lot full of Cadillacs, and I'm grabbing like a Geo Metro.
Jeez.
This is like or like an Oldsmobile. That's what I'm grabbing, and it's got like tape on it. It doesn't half the time it doesn't hook onto your pants, and sometimes you can call out and people don't hear. Sometimes they call you and you can't respond.
Yeah.
So it's like a lottery. But I grab it, and it just makes me feel better to have a walkie, because otherwise people get on your case and they try to get into touch with you.
Yeah.
At least this way I have one. If it doesn't work, it's not my fault. Like if I can't hear them and I go, oh, well, it's my walkie. So then I go out to the floor. Or sometimes I'll go and look at my warehouse, which has a bunch of freight in it. My warehouse. Those are my guys.
Oh, boy.
And I'll see if I have any freight. If it's a lot of freight and it's a lot of stuff that needs to be binned, I'll go, ugh. If it's not much stuff, I'll also complain, because then it'll be boring.
Yeah.
So they really can't win, regardless. But then I go out to the sales floor. I scan all my little stuff at the computer for the first 2 hours. Well, that's what we're supposed to do. I get to like the fourth aisle and I get really bored. So then I'll stop. And that's why half the stuff we're supposed to order doesn't get ordered. I hope they don't listen to this. I'm going to probably lose my job.
Is that really such a bad thing?
I mean, come on. Let's be honest with you. How many times have we really... You guys have been at my spot too, right?
Oh, yeah.
all you upper management people, you've been there. You know what it's like. So don't give me this. And so about, I try to make it through 2 hours, because then most of the time, at least this week, one of my other associates has come in at 9.
One of your guys?
Yeah, one of my guys.
Yeah.
He's coming at 9, so that after the first 2 hours, it's like, all right, now I got people.
Yeah.
So it's a little better. Then from 9 o'clock to maybe 11 o'clock, you're supposed to do your exceptions in your BAM screen. And for those of you who aren't familiar or down with the industry, that is a screen that you control all the background things. Like you control like your counts and your inventory, you change prices. From home office will give you new prices, and you have to put stuff on clearance, stuff like that. So you're supposed to do that for the next 2 hours. So now you're talking, okay, we got
For
half
2 hours you're supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So now you got half the day gone, and for any rational person, they'd be like, "Oh, that's not bad. We're flying."
Yeah.
It sucks. That's you're wrong. You're not flying, because to get to that 4-hour mark, it takes about probably 6 hours of mental time, and then that's not even halfway through. Now the other half of the day, for the next 2 hours, you're just trying to crank out what you can do until lunch. So you're like, all right, do I want to do freights? Do I want to,
sit and cry in a corner?
Yeah, sit and cry. Write down a list of the stuff that I wish I could achieve. Also, there's a break in between there, which usually is the point of the day where I wake up. So it's nice to have that break. But at the same time, it's kind of negative, because it's usually about the part of the day I wake up. So which means 3 or 4 hours it takes for me to wake up. So those 3 or 4 hours are just the worst moments of my life every day. So then, after all this is said and done, you go on your lunch break and you think to yourself, well, at least there's only 2 hours left in this day, and it can't get much worse, right? Well, not right. Because after lunch, they give you an hour lunch at this place. And a lot of people seem to really like this concept of a long time for lunch, but for me it seems like you get more time to just like exhaust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you're done with this lunch, you've been sitting there an hour and you're just like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so tired now. So you drag yourself back to the time clock to clock back in for lunch. From being back from lunch, which wasn't all that satisfying. You didn't get any energy from your food. You got even more tired than when you started work. You get back in there and you still have 2 hours left to try to kill. Now by this point, you should be done with your freight, and there might be some things to bin in the back, and you're really just trying to kill 2 hours by doing
as little as you can.
And it's so boring, because you really, even if you had even if you were trying to be productive in those last 2 hours, there's really not much else to do. And they'll lie and say, yeah, there's always stuff, but there's nothing like fun, nothing productive.
Yeah,
that actually helps. So you're just sitting there like hoping you can finish off this day. Sometimes it does go fast. Most of the time it doesn't. And then you go home and you
think about what you're doing with your life.
Yeah. You say to yourself, maybe I'll get a screenplay written today, and you end up going on the computer for 5 hours and getting into bed and then calling it a night.
Yeah, you got to get to bed early because you got to be back at 7.
Do it all again. And then you hope it's gonna be the weekend soon, right? You're always looking at the days and going, is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? And then you get to Sunday and you go, oh God, I gotta wait 6 more days until Friday.
On Saturday you have to recover from the last week, and then on Sunday you gotta rest because you got a whole nother week in front of you.
So basically you have one night to just do whatever you want. And if no one's around, then you're just sitting at home.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted again. So.
Now just imagine doing that forever.
God. It wouldn't be forever because at some point I'd have to I would snap.
Let's see, what is that? You're 21. That would be 40 some years, 45 years.
God.
45 more years of that.
And you think...
And you've done, what, 2 now?
2... Well, on November it'll be 2.
Ooh.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Wow.
And it's and you think, people always say, oh, well, just change your attitude. It's I think there's got to be more to it than that. You could have the best attitude possible and you could still be in hell. There ain't no one smiling in hell. So, I mean, I think sometimes it takes a little more than your attitude.
It's got to be the title of this.
There's no one smiling in hell.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's just true.
I'd like to change my place and don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to let's move on to some more happy news. Did you hear about the Wii U?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, man, they are Nintendo. You know about it?
No.
Okay, it's Nintendo's newest console that's coming out.
Okay.
They put a price on it and a release date this November.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you're gonna get. There's 2 models, and one of them. I mean, it's just kind of like how they have the 2 models of PS3 or Xbox. One's got a bigger hard drive, but the cool thing about the Wii U is that the hard drive is gonna be. You can interchange things, and you can put a flash drive in there. You can put. It's expandable, so there's lots of room for that, and the graphics capability of this thing is going to be right on up there with Xbox and PS3.
Wow.
So they were showing off videos and screenshots, and they showed a Mario game in high definition, and it looked like it was
what?
It was really strange.
Yeah,
it was It was you see the backgrounds popping, and it's just weird to see that in a side-scrolling Mario game.
It's not 3D or nothing.
It wasn't 3D, but it was just it's one of the new Super Mario Brothers side scrollers.
Yeah,
and the background had a lot of depth to it, and you were just wow, this is you can tell we're in a new era here.
Yeah,
but. Basically what they're trying to, their whole new, their niche, is that the word?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're selling, their novelty.
Okay.
I'll call it a novelty. Nintendo fans will be no, F you, man. It's not a novelty is something that comes and goes. The Wii. But,
oh, boy.
Oh, man. But their new novelty is that they have, their controller has a little screen on it, too.
Mm.
So God knows how much that one controller is going to cost.
It's only going to come with one. So you're going to have to go and buy another one right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's going to be, geez, you think you're just getting the console, and next thing you know, you're donating a kidney.
You're going to have to work one of those entire weeks that you just talked about just to buy a controller.
Just so you can come home on Saturday night and play for a night.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a cool concept. The controller's got a screen on it, and this screen interacts with.
It's totally worth it.
I'm going to buy one on launch day. But this screen,
I'd work 2 weeks for that.
The screen has a monitor that interacts with whatever you're doing at the time. So, let's say you're playing an RPG, the screen has all the stats on it, or enemy health. Boss HP, your stats. So you're constantly looking down on this screen, just it's just a whole new experience, a whole new.
Huh. That seems weird.
It is very strange, but let me see if I can pull up. This is we'll do a little commentary for things here. I I know we're not the gaming show. I know we can. I'm gonna give a little plug to Scatcast. They're like the go-to gaming podcast in my life.
Yeah.
That's scatcast.blogspot.com for all your gaming news and info.
Oh.
And check out episode 4 and the latest episode for my guest spot.
Ooh.
Anyways, back to our gaming news. They released a reel of like some of the launch titles. And did you play the first Bayonetta?
No. What is that?
It's just a game.
Okay.
I've never played it actually.
No, I've never played it.
But people are upset that Nintendo now has exclusive rights to the Bayonetta series, and Bayonetta 2 is going to be released for the Wii U.
Ooh.
Yep. So here we go. This is a little virtual tour. Shit, I want to get like Well, I'll show you. Here's the trailer.
Okay.
This is what we're going to be having in store for us here. Oh, it's an ad. Okay. Well, I see good things. Like, it's cool now to finally see a Nintendo console that's up to date with every other thing that's on the market.
Yeah.
Like the graphics are finally up to the standards of today, and maybe third-party games on this system won't be such a joke.
Yeah.
I know for the Wii, it was kind of like you want to like anything besides the Nintendo exclusives was just like I might as well get it for 360 because I'm not playing no Madden with a little stick. So, anyways, here is a little preview of what's in store for when the Wii U comes out. And of course, Nintendo, they always have to start out by having a little story involved. But so here's our little, this is what I was talking about. Like the background of Mario has a lot of depth. And now you switch it, and it's going to interact, it's going to be able, apparently interact, it's going to work as a sort of universal remote. And this is going to, well, that's not really what I thought this was going to lead into what I was talking about. It just showed Mario again. But this is also going to work as a universal remote, so you can control TV channels, and when sports are playing, you're going to be able to see stats of the sports games and, see some Twitter commentary, stuff like that. So that's kind of cool.
So it's looking like a little mini iPad controller thing.
And now if it really is doing all the things that it says it's going to do, I see a lot of cool new things for this, like that we have never seen, like as gamers.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
To catch it like that?
Yeah. They just showed, and this is like an older trailer, so I'm sure a lot of these are just concepts.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's a lot of these are also going to come true, too. But yeah, they have, of course, Wii Fit's coming back. And I'm sure all those little shit games of, like, the bakery and, those dance games are going to be on there, too.
Yep.
But there also is going to be a lot of cool exclusives, I think. And that's what's going to hopefully, keep setting Nintendo apart from the competitors.
To be honest, I wish they'd just make a regular system again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never got into the whole Wii thing.
It's tough to sell somebody on, like when you're used to especially such a sedative activity.
Yeah.
To now sell people on, like, you have to move or else the game is going to be a very poor experience. Like,
yeah. It just doesn't translate how it should yet, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even with Kinect, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but then it's like, it's not really...
It's like not accurate either. I saw this YouTube video one time of this guy doing like a racing game on the Kinect.
Yeah.
And he you're supposed to hold your hands up and like steer the wheel.
Yeah.
And he started off, and he didn't move at all. He was just like this the entire time, and he won. He got first place.
Oh my god!
It was an oval track, and you can tell when you just go like this, it'll steer you
a little bit.
Yep. So
that's terrible.
Yep. You think who's gonna sit there and go like this the whole time? They think you're never gonna figure it out. But,
oh man.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
He won, right?
Yeah, got first place.
Oh my god. So there you have it, folks. We're telling the truth on the big industry secrets.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just like there's not enough. It's just it's a novelty.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't go home and say like, oh, I'm gonna get that Kinect out and like fire it up because I'm really stuck on this level. I'm really trying to figure it out. It's more like, oh, I'm having people over. Let's play Kinect.
Yep.
Like it's not gonna be a standalone. It's not good enough to just be on its own. You're always gonna want to I want to just sit there. Like when I play video games, it's time to just get into that world.
Yeah.
Not literally get into that world.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely. I'm glad that they are coming up with
A for effort.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to see new things on the market.
Yeah.
It's just maybe the time. You're right. The timing. It's not right yet.
Yeah, because like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, those were all awesome.
Yeah.
Those were like my favorite systems.
Yeah.
And then you sit there and you got the Wii.
Even what did you think about GameCube?
I never actually played that.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was all right.
It's like they're going for like a younger audience. All the games are cutesy and like really cartoony. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just never.
And it's like the reason you got the Nintendo was for all those exclusives, and if a lot of the exclusives coming out are going to be directed towards the children, then it's time to jump ship.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed some titles on the Wii. I'm not gonna lie, and I would like to check it out eventually. I'd like to check out Wii U.
Yeah.
They actually did. They showed a trailer for this. I don't know if it's third party or not. I don't know if it's exclusive to this or third party, but it's a Lego game called. What is it called?
Oh boy, I know how you are with your Legos.
Lego City Undercover, I think it's called, and it's an open world Lego game. It's pretty much like the way I'm seeing it from the trailer is that it's like Grand Theft Auto with Legos.
What?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of throwbacks to old movies, and like they have like a bunch of old like lines from police movies and stuff like that. And
that's pretty cool.
It looks so awesome. Like it looks like if you were like my 12-year-old self would just be like having an amazing time right now, just seeing that world come to life. The world of Legos just come to life.
Yeah,
and actually done well. Because I had another Lego game growing up, but they never did those that well. Like there was Lego Racing, Lego, a couple other Lego ones.
Yeah.
Up until when Xbox came out, they started coming out with Lego Batman, all those Lego. Those games were awesome.
Yeah, I heard that one was awesome.
Those are great. That's definitely worth checking out.
Definitely a buy.
Definitely a buy. And so, I'm back on board with those games, and so I'd like to check this out.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool. So, anyways, we'll have to see what happens as it comes out, as things develop. Oh, look, they're replaying the game. I've got Brewer fever right now.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
talk about that for a little bit, too.
I'm like the biggest Brewers fan, so...
I know how much you love sports.
Oh,
so.
yeah. How about those RBIs, hey?
Those ribbies, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think storylines in sports they should be inspiring to anyone. Even if you don't, you should be inspired right now. We're talking about a team that.
How about you try to inspire me here?
Okay, I'll inspire you.
All right.
You start off a season. You're hoping. I'll paint a picture right now. Okay, boom, 2000 last year. What year was 2000? 2000 I guess I could say the 2011 season for the Brewers. We're looking at a team that made it all the way. They were one series away from being in the World Series. They were they were firing on all cylinders. They had all the right. It seemed like they could do no wrong. Like they had this chemistry with each other that was just like. You would think they've been playing together for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that whenever they scored, they would activate beast mode and they'd go like crazy. And they just were having such a great time. Like so much energy and like everything came together. The scoring, the pitching, it was amazing. Now, boom, enter into this next season. Everyone's expectations are super high, and unfortunately, we did lose. We did not have. We lost a couple key players, like Prince Fielder.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have him anymore because we couldn't afford him. But the Brewers did make one of the best decisions of all time, which was to extend the contract to offer a long-term contract to Ryan Braun.
Okay.
It cost a lot of money. It was probably the most expensive thing in Brewers history.
Wow.
But we now have Ryan Braun for a little bit longer, and he's probably like, damn it. But he really, it seems like he enjoys it here.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of restaurants and stuff. But so now you enter into this year, and everyone's expectations are super high. And they start performing pretty adequately. But as things continue because since baseball, it's got super long season. I mean, you start in the middle of, I think you start in April.
Yeah.
And now October is when it ends.
Jeez.
So you're talking anything can happen here. So everyone, is starting to see by April or usually about July, like beginning of July is when everyone starts to see teams for who they are, or like what's going to really happen with their season.
Yeah.
And when it started getting into July for the Brewers, everything was a big mess. Like we were dropping games like that, like the pitching. We were throwing away games just because of our pitching, and it wasn't always that. It was just like sometimes just stupid mistakes, and other times it was just like we didn't have the scoring we needed. But most of the time it was just bad pitching. We would go into games where easily we could win this. Like we would jump up on the competition, and we'd always lose games in like the last 2 innings because the pitching would just throw it away. And so everyone just said to themselves, "Well, this is it. This season, just call it quits. Like we have no hope for the playoffs this season. Like it's over." So we traded away. We had a very good pitcher. His name was Zach Greinke. We traded him away in the early, middle of the season, because we decided, are we a playoff team this year or are we not? And we said we're not. So we gave him away and hoped that we could get two other players and just rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. We traded him away. July happened. Kept going. And then August happened. And things, we were still playing some average baseball. But then you get to the end of August and something started happening. Something started clicking for whatever reason. Pitching. We actually did get a couple new pitchers. And things started it was almost like it was a complete total underdog story. And that's why I'm going to inspire you right now. You're talking about a bunch of naysayers that said the Brewers would never do it, to people blowing up and going, "I believe in the Brewers." The Brewers, because what happened was now they were winning, they were only dropping one game for every, I don't know, maybe every 9 games they played they would drop one game.
Yeah.
And in fact, they've lost, I think it's something like 23 of their last 29, or I'm sorry, they've won. They've won 23 of their last 29 or something. It's some crazy number. Mm-hmm. And they started sweeping great teams. They started doing this, and they started coming back, and people were like, "Whoa, this is weird." they might actually have a chance here. And right now, we're 1.5 games back of the second wild card slot. And now we have a lot to thank because the second wild card was just added this season.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying if this wild card's not there, then it's still like this whole celebration's like it doesn't even matter. I mean this thing they may not even be as motivated.
Yeah.
So that's a huge difference. But I just think it's kind of cool. Some of the stories that happen, like you one minute you're giving up on a team, but still paying attention. Because Ryan Braun's still going crazy. His stats. I was watching the Brewers mostly for Ryan Braun at that point back in the summer because it was like he still was on pace to becoming MVP again.
Yeah.
But then you go all of a sudden you start seeing things like new things happen and. You got a team that's rising up, and
so is he gonna hit a home run here?
No,
is that Ryan Braun?
Yeah, that's Ryan.
Yeah,
Braun. He doesn't have any homers this game.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw this game.
Yeah.
This is a repeat of today. This is a good game though. Today we came back in the 9th inning to win it when it was a game that we really needed to win. So I'm happy with that. Do you ever notice how people say they refer to their teams as "we" when they're doing well?
Yeah.
But then when things go bad, they're like, "They suck." They just associate themselves from the team.
See, what's I don't get it.
What do you
where does the talent come in?
Oh, you're right. You could just head on out there, right? What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just such a slow, really, really slow sport, it seems like. Now he back away and sit there, spit for 10 minutes and walk back up to your little base.
It's definitely not cardio.
Yeah.
But the skill comes in the fact that, the pitching has to be so accurate and you have to put her in such a tight spot that,
So, when you watch this, you watch the pitching the most?
I mean, it depends. I mean, you look for this, too, good, it's cool it's just cool to see those battles. Ryan Braun versus a good pitcher, or, pitching duels where, both the pitchers are really awesome. Or you look for, slugfests where, everyone's just going crazy with the bats. I don't know. Because... it's more the skill of the people that can hit the home runs. They've got a lot of power behind their swings, and they have to do it at the perfect moments. It has to be. If it's too late, then you're doing it. The ball's going in a completely opposite direction. If it's too early, then you're missing.
Mm-hmm.
So the skill comes in the fact that you're visually. You got the coordination to.
Yeah.
And also there is a lot of athletic ability involved. I don't think we could just go out there. I mean, maybe. But there's you have to be able to get to the bases
in a timely fashion. Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, and it mostly is. A lot of people will probably say, "I'm not a big sports guy, so I probably sound like an idiot to whoever's really hardcore on it." But I think a lot of people will say it is the pitching, that you really look at because it's. I mean, you have people that can go through whole games. It's rare, but you have people that can go through whole games and not give up a single hit, and that's where the talent really comes in. Is being able to endure. It's the endurance.
Yeah.
I mean, because these games are so long, and you're literally going out there and just you're pushing yourself to just I don't know, to not to put every ball in the perfect spot every time.
Yeah.
And it's it's like a head game really. It's the first athletic sport that's really there's a lot of mindfulness involved too. You're really playing head games.
Yeah, you know what? I really like baseball now.
Yeah, I see. I know you'd appreciate it. I have a notebook here too. So
Ooh.
that. I always found it hard to do transitions
Yeah.
during the podcast.
On that note,
I was hoping Colin was going to be here too, so we could have a little bit more,
yeah.
To work with. So we got this guy who just sits here.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just kidding, but I've got some stand up that I've been working on.
Oh yeah.
I've really been I've been trying to get this off the ground, but it's very difficult to make. Speaking of transitions, it's hard to get the transitions to where I want them. I've been writing material, trying to get a full set going.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll have a joke that's completely different from what you were just talking about, and it's just what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you say oh well, anyways, talk about this part now?
I think a lot of what professional, comedians do is they bank on a huge laugh. So then they can, after the 15-second laugh or whatever, then, you start a new... But what if you don't get that laugh?
Yeah, that's true. And then you have to just transition, and it sounds so awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
you gotta be so witty, I think,
to
be stand-up comedian.
Yeah, so I probably should.
Yeah, so just what I'm saying is...
just quit while you're ahead. Wow, this is cool. Oh, that was never mind. I was oh, this is going to be a good act, and then it was actually a poem I wrote for my girlfriend, I guess. So it was nothing to do. It is comedy in its own way, but I did find a piece here that I just recently discovered. I'm going to have to add it to the act, but I'll give you a preview of what I've been working on. So, and this is just a paragraph, but it's weird that since also we have the holidays coming up, so I think this will be a good one too.
Okay.
It's weird that the three wise men brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to a baby. I mean, what the hell is an infant going to do with all that? If they were so wise, they would have gotten him a crib so they didn't have to sleep in a big pile of straw like an animal. But really, it's sort of counterproductive to analyze fiction anyways. Oh, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Not saying that. I don't want to offend anybody, but I guess I already did.
Fiction, hey?
Christmas is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's really lost a lot of what the whole point of it is.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, it seems like a lot, even people that don't really believe in God, they celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it's very very commercial.
Yep.
Too. It's more of I mean, you can tell Christmas is coming a mile away just by walking into a Walmart.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Walmart in forever.
Me neither.
They still have those?
Oh man, I don't know. I see them every once in a while, but so. But it's very it's strange. I wonder what people would say now. Very traditional people from the back in a time when things were more simple.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would be very disappointed.
Yep.
Oh well. Yeah, screw it. It's not even that. It's a good holiday. I like Christmas. Yeah. It's cool. It's a month long. Another holiday that's coming up that I have to say is my favorite holiday is Halloween.
Oh boy.
Halloween, baby.
It's
spooks come out, little spook houses. I can't wait. It's my favorite.
Yep.
What do you think about Halloween?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you do anything special for Halloween?
Well, go to the typical haunted houses every year. Yeah. I want to do something awesome though.
I know.
Go somewhere that's not, not a haunted house. Do something find some woods somewhere and go.
Yes.
We should go off the beaten path a little bit and
we
just
should
get creeped out.
Make a recording of it.
Yeah.
and just do it up.
Hold the laptop and the microphone to do a podcast.
Hey, gang. We are live on location. I would love to do something like that. I think it'd be a blast and a half.
Yep.
And I think we should maybe plan something out. We could do it on one of these weekends here.
Yeah.
And record the results and like a special Halloween episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that I'm going to be doing too, and I don't know if it'll probably be after Halloween, but Colin and I, and possibly you, are going to be going on the ultimate ghost hunt in Wisconsin.
The ultimate? What makes it the ultimate?
Because we are not doing just one location, not 2 locations, but over 20 locations of possible ghost sightings in northern Wisconsin, upper Wisconsin. We're going to be making a documentary of it.
Wow.
And hopefully that'll be a nice start to like some kind of something for once. Please. Just let us have this. Just let us have something. Anything just to get our foot, not even in the door, but just on the sidewalk where the building is. So that's something to look forward to. We'll keep you updated on that project. We'd like to do a lot of interviews and special things for that. Maybe even take it to Kickstarter and see if we can make a bigger project out of it. But that's in the future. But yeah, Halloween, man, it's the best. Like as soon as you hit October, just that vibe of that atmosphere, and like there's like the specials on TV, and like there's the special commercials, and like big thing they used to do was like TV sitcoms used to do Halloween episodes, which was awesome. We don't do that so much anymore.
No.
We don't see that a lot.
Yeah, the marathons are cool though.
Yes.
Halloween and all that.
Yes, Halloween, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing stuff on History Channel about like the paranormal stuff and like UFOs, and it's the best, man.
Yeah.
There's even stuff on tonight. Every Friday night on History and Destination America, we got a bunch of different paranormal shows.
Wow.
And it's a blast to check out. I want to maybe October we can do a bunch of different paranormal subjects. I know how much you love talking about paranormal, like Bigfoot existing on different dimensions. I think you actually told me that once.
Oh yeah. Yep.
How crazy did you think? Wasn't that one of the first things we talked about?
Yeah, when I first met you, one of the first things you said was you believed in Bigfoot, which I thought was weird already. And then you said he pops in and out of different dimensions. And I was like, oh yeah, all right.
You're like, got your foot out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay,
oh, man.
awesome.
I gotta work with this guy now.
Got like 911 in your phone. on call, ready to go.
Yeah.
Hit the send button and we can.
Jeez, I didn't know what to think about that.
As time progressed, you realized I was just about the same person.
Yeah.
Just slightly more tolerable. But it's he does. He exists on different dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kid you. I believe he does exist on different dimensions.
Oh, that wasn't a joke?
I wasn't kidding.
Explain why different dimensions.
Well, people, you always get just a slight glimpse of them. You always hear about those.
I know I do, yeah.
Well, not personally, but
yeah.
You hear those accounts of people getting slight glimpses of him and never getting to see him for more than a few seconds.
Yeah.
And they always get those pictures where he's like on the move.
Yep.
Well, obviously, he exists on different dimensions. He pops in and out. That's why you never see him for more than a few seconds at one time.
The odds of him being on different dimensions over some guy dressed up in a monkey suit and having his buddies videotape him in the woods are so much better.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're you don't want to believe, because as soon as you start like giving the any bit of like, oh yeah, then people are gonna think you're crazy too.
Yeah, yep. Because I'm just worried about what other people think, and I'm holding it back as much as I can. But
This is like when we went to dinner at Shed's.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It was floored. We went to dinner at I don't know how to tell this story though, because it makes me sound pretty bad.
I don't even remember it, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
I was talking about 9/11 conspiracies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're talking about 9/11, and you were asking me what I thought about the conspiracies, and I was just like, oh yeah, I don't think there's any conspiracies at all behind that. And you were like, why not? Why not? And I'm just like, yeah, I don't have anything to say about that. I just don't. That's not even a part of my life.
You looked so uncomfortable, like as if someone in there was like gonna come in there to our conversation and just shoot us dead.
That's just because I was trying to change the subject, and you were still on it. You're like, what do you think about it? What do you think? And I kept saying, I just literally have nothing to say about this. And you're like, oh my God, you're getting so upset. And I'm like, yeah, but it's because I just don't have anything to say.
Well, no, I thought at least...
It's not like it's a touchy subject for me or anything. It was just
I just thought at least you were going to just... If you didn't... I don't know. I thought... I was expecting some heat or something. I don't know.
Huh.
I wanted you to debate me.
Yeah, no, you were trying to get me to get all furious about it, and I just wasn't.
I'm used to either people agreeing immensely, listening to me, and just accepting it for what it is, or going back and being making a heated argument, not just sitting there having a very glazed look on their face.
When you were talking about it, when you first brought it up, I thought it was just a passive, yeah, it was probably a conspiracy, and then we were going to just talk about something else. Nope, you were on that subject forever. And you just would not let it go until I got in a tizzy about it. God.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't sure what I was thinking. I thought, from the way you reacted, I thought, you were seeing something in that restaurant that I wasn't.
Oh, no.
Maybe, some conservative Christian was there, with his gun out, waiting for me to, finish so that he could just shoot me.
So you kept talking about it?
Yeah, that's why I kept going, because I didn't want to stop. I was afraid of the repercussions of me ending this.
That was a fun one.
But it was... even after we got back from break, it was that was the first time we ever had a problem.
I wanted to kill you for some reason.
I think I talked about another thing on the way home. I talked about another conspiracy.
You sparked it up again.
You're like, you are so stupid.
I said that?
Yeah, you're like, people and people talk about this, and you talking about this. You are so stupid. You believe that this actually happened?
That's okay. Yeah, I think I did see that.
I don't know if it was about 9/11 again or not, but if it was
I think it's just about the whole conspiracy thing.
Just
or you would talk about the Illuminati a lot and all that.
Just conspiracies in general. You're just not. You're not.
Yeah, we're just on two opposite. Whatever.
Which is strange because I believe I actually heard you blaming the Illuminati for.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I blame the Illuminati for my lack of motivation.
Oh yeah.
I think they have a giant some control over me.
Mm-hmm.
When I get up in the morning and I don't want to go to work.
It's gotta be.
Well, I guess you don't want to talk about conspiracies in sports.
Oh,
I had a whole thing I was going to talk about.
Wow.
Conspiracies in sports.
My two favorite subjects. Just mixed, intertwined like that. I don't think I could handle that.
I think that might be a good thing. If it did take two of the things you don't want to talk about, but combine them, it might be a good subject. I mean, I'll save it for another time then.
That's probably good.
I don't want to hear you. I don't want to have you just sit there with a glazed look. Anyways, Anyways, are we losing steam?
I think we're losing a little steam. Yeah. You don't have anything else?
I just kind of I didn't really prepare. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I figured the first show we could just wing it.
Yeah.
And see how everything else goes. But yeah, I think it's pretty good for the first one.
Yeah. How long are we?
We're at an hour.
Okay.
I mean, let us know if you want a longer show. Then get on the comments section. Tell us. We're not gonna give 2 hours for people that aren't listening. I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah.
So.
I could be out making a movie or something.
Yeah. God, come on. But yeah, thank you for listening. Next week we'll have a name and many great other things. Yeah, and we'll have a little more. Well, maybe I'll bring a game in or something. We'll do a game.
Yeah.
What else? Do we have anything else that we were going to talk about? So yeah, the Halloween project. Halloween's coming up. Let us know if there's anything you want to listen to for Halloween, like a Halloween special. And we'll be back. Oh, can I talk about something really quick too?
Yeah.
Did you see Prometheus?
I did not.
In honor of Prometheus coming out soon on DVD, or it might be already. I think it is already. It came out Tuesday.
Yeah.
I want to give you my review of Prometheus.
Okay.
F+. Prometheus is the worst, single worst movie I've seen of 2011.
Wow.
I don't know if it was. I don't know what the reviews were from other people. People didn't seem to mind it too much, but from what I saw of it, I did fall asleep a little bit in the theater. I'm ashamed to say. Here's what happened. We saw Man in Black 3 at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then at 12 o'clock we saw Prometheus. And by the time that movie started, I was so much energy was taken out of me that I fell asleep in the theater for a little bit. Yeah. And never do a double feature in the theater. It's rough.
Why was it so bad?
It just sucked. It was such a slow moving. It was very slow moving.
Yeah.
And obviously it was supposed to be like a. It was worse than this. It was worse than have you seen the first Alien?
Yeah.
And you know how slow it is, but it still kind of holds up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but it's slow. It's tough. It's tough to get through. Watching it. I watched it just recently on Netflix, or not Netflix. It was on last year on demand. They had a Halloween thing, so you could watch all the Alien movies.
Yeah.
So I watched it again for the first time in a while. It's slow. Yeah. It's tough to get through.
Yeah, especially if you've already seen it.
Yeah.
It's you know what's going to happen, but you got to wait an hour just to get there.
Yeah. So take that, but with the movie you haven't even seen yet, with effects that are now modern day. That's what Prometheus was. You don't even see an alien. You see... I don't know if I'm going to... I don't want to give it... I'm going to spoil it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You don't even see the alien. It's not even aliens. It's what the aliens evolve into, or it's the pre-evolution of the aliens. It's these weird, it's these weird creatures that don't really resemble alien at all.
What?
It's these weird creatures, and you don't even see them till the last 10 minutes of the movie, anyways.
I hate that.
Yeah. I mean, you do see they attack people throughout, but it's just little glimpses. You don't really know what's doing it, and then you see the alien finally, and you do see one evolve because it's giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
But up until then, it's just a slow, nauseating movie. The characters all suck, and the ones that do matter die right away. And the smartest person in the whole movie is a cyborg who doesn't even make smart decisions. So much for that.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving very disappointed, yelling at the screen, as if Ridley Scott was there. He yelled at the screen. Damn you!
The guy should just kill himself for making a bad movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, God. So, that's topical.
Yeah.
That's messed up too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tony Scott, man. He didn't even make that many. I liked a lot of Tony Scott movies. Like a lot of people probably thought he was like living in the constant shadow of his brother.
Mm-hmm.
But
what did he make? He made some pretty good ones, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. God, I'm drawing a blank actually. Oh my God.
I thought he made some really popular
did.
ones. I completely forgot. There's your little glade.
Thanks, buddy. Wow, he directed Top Gun.
Yeah, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Oh yeah, Enemy of the State. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. I mean, critically acclaimed things. So he was never really. I don't think he was ever like worried about living in the shadow of Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
So that can't be why he killed him. I'm a psychologist.
Yeah.
I could tell you really about what makes him tick. So that's sad. Sad. He'll be missed.
Yeah.
So. What's Ridley doing? Is he the same age? He's older. Holy crap! Is he older? Wow. I didn't know he was that much older.
37 he was born in?
Yeah.
What?
74 years old.
Wow.
Who's Frank? Okay.
Oh, wow.
If anybody's living in the shadows, it's got to be Frank Scott.
Oh, wow.
Because he wasn't even.
My Wikipedia page is longer than his.
Anyway, I don't know how we got. We're talking about Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame, but okay. I don't know how to give him a better send off than to just say he'll be missed, and I'll watch Top Gun or something. Sometime.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there you have it.
So,
Halloween and lots of good stuff coming up. I hope you enjoyed the first show. I enjoyed it.
many more to come.
Yes. We'll keep consistent.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm tired of playing these games. So, you know what? See you next week.
Bye.